She was alone, cold, and afraid. Her owners had abandoned her 2 weeks before. Her once sleek and shining coat was dull and filthy with mud. Her mane and tail were filled with burrs and knotted. She had lost muscling, and her ribs could easily be seen. Why was she abandoned? Her owners no longer had the money to care for her. They had no money to send her to auction, and the vet wouldn't euthanize a healthy horse, even if they had the money. Slaughter was no longer an option because it was against the law. Have you ever thought what were the choices of owners such as a horse like this? No one likes slaughtering animals, but sometimes it is necessary. The definition of slaughter is the humane ending of an animal's life under strict federal regulations and is used only when the carcass is processed at a local plant for food purposes. In 2007, before the ban on horse slaughter in the United States, 58,000 horses were used for meat in the United States, 35,000 were shipped to Canada to be processed, 45,000 were shipped to Mexico to be processed, and 21,000 were given to the Bureau of Land Management for stewardship. This equates to 159,000 horses shipped all across the United States in 1 year. In 2007, Texas and Illinois outlawed horse slaughter in the United States. Texas closed 2 plants because of a law found from 1949 when slaughter for meat was prohibited. In Illinois, Bill HB 1711 amended the Illinois Horse Meat Act, making it illegal to slaughter horses for human consumption in Illinois by anyone. This legislation would destroy a 100-year-old industry, offering what industry and experts say was a humane, well-regulated way to deal with unwanted horses. The aftermath of these legislation, the number of horses sent to Mexico increased 369% in 1 year. Slaughterhouse communities predicted a loss of $41 million. Horse value dropped approximately $300 per head, which was expected to hit the horse's $40 million industry very hard, and a surplus of 100,000 to 200,000 horses would cause more abuse and neglect. Also, this legislation eliminated the only source of equine pericardial sacs used in human heart surgery. Why do I think we need to change this bill? Well, the Bureau of Land Management in 2007 spent $21.9 million caring for wild horses that were either released or just wild to begin with. This herd doubles in size every 4 years and unless some are removed from the herd. Some myths about horse slaughter. Some people think that it's inhumane, and they say, well, we have footage to prove this, taken all over. The videos filmed for this footage was taken in Mexico and Latin America, not anywhere in the United States, 3 plants. What do I think we should do about this problem? Reinstitute the USDA-inspected horse slaughter in the United States. There are many defenders of this proposition. Bob Amundsen, a North Dakota horse owner, said there's no slaughter market now, so who's going to feed these horses? I guess they'll become wards of the state. Other defenders. Barry Borg. Horses shipped to plants in Mexico would have been better off in U.S. plants. The PETA people have made it more inhumane, and we lost an export market. He was a former rancher in Valley City, North Dakota. There are many other defenders. United States House Committee on Agriculture, the American Quarter Horse Association, which is the largest horse association in the United States, and 190 other related organizations all oppose the slaughter ban for several reasons: public health, humane causes, and the fundamental economics. The American Veterinary Medical Association warned that without an economically feasible way to dispose of broken down animals, would leave many owners at a loss for what to do. The treatment of horses in United States plants is highly regulated. Transportation laws are instilled for horses, while no other livestock has this protection. Slaughter was regulated by the American Veterinary Medical Association and the United States Department of Agriculture. The United States Department of Agriculture has veterinarians watch every single euthanasia of horses in slaughter plants before they are closed. If this speech has impacted you in some way and caused you to think that horse slaughter should be reinstituted, talk to your family, friends, and call your congressmen, senators, and legislators. I got my information from several articles, including Horse Latitudes, Outsourcing Horse Slaughter Makes Cruelty Worse, The Unwanted Horse in the United States, an overview of the issue. This is by a doctor of veterinary medicine. The Hard Task, Stem Home Lobbying for Horse Meat Industry. The Question of Horse Slaughter Still Raises Hackles, by the Tribune. And from the American Quarter Horse Association website, Horse Slaughter Myths and Facts. My presentation is now complete. Are there any questions?
Is there any reason that they don't want us consuming horse meat? Is it hazardous to our health?
There is no hazard in consuming horse meat. It's just the thought of consuming an animal that everyone sees as a pet is against what people think. Are there any more questions? Yes, sir.
Do you think that our society's complete removal from the food chain has an impact on this issue as well as many others? They're not in tune with raising animals and then eating the animals, so that they perhaps are encouraging this type of legislation?
Yes, I would say that those that don't know how animals are raised are against it because they don't have the background to understand what goes on in this industry. Are there any more questions? Thank you very much.